There's this move to amend idea that we're trying to have corporations not be considered people, because we all know that's wrong.
Because they're not.
What's that?
Because they're not.
Because they're not. There's a lot of reasons, largely to do with the injustices we're seeing, the 1% and what's happening to the 99%. The gap between the rich and poor is getting larger. We have an unfair tax system. The banks are profiting and using taxpayer dollar. And then when we tell them, oh, if you have to put a limit on CEO pay, that's the only motivation for them to pay the money back to the taxpayer.
Okay, government leaders are cutting the salaries of government employees, people like teachers and firefighters. They're cutting them anywhere from 10 to 20% by furloughs and things like that. And yet they're unwilling to cut 3%, take 3% in taxes from the wealthiest Americans.
I'm going to get a Monopoly board and paint across it "Game Over" and put it on a stick and walk. I saw it on Facebook somewhere and I loved it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Well, I'm a citizen, so that's why I'm here. I also blog on Newsvine as Stephanie. And I covered the first one and everybody loved it because it was about our local groups. And it puts the lie to the corporate media's take on us as unwashed hippies, Fox's take that we're living in our parents' basements. You know, we are here, we are, you know, silver-haired and in between, and we're just citizens, and we're out demanding that our government be given back from the money people.
Corporate America is ruining this country. Politicians are bought and paid for. We need groups like this all over America to get people aware of what's really happening.
Well, it's about time some people make Wall Street and the big corporations listen to the people.
You think this is a good turnout?
I think it's pretty good, but I'd like to see a lot more.
What are you going to do to make more come out?
Keep working at this, keep informing people. The more people know, the more they're going to come out.
Oh, really?
Why are you here today? Easy question.
To support change.
I'm sorry.
To support change.
What kind of change are you looking for?
I don't want my money going to bail the big corporations out. In fact, I don't want the corporations around anymore at all. I want to ban corporations.
Pretty much here just because, you know, we work hard and it is very hard to keep afloat these days, even with 2 or 3 jobs. While it seems that the upper 1% just floats by and doesn't seem to share in anything the rest of us deal with.
Anything to add to that?
Part of mine is student loans. We're living on one income so that I can stay home and raise my child, and I'm not going to be able to because I owe so much in student loans.
I can't get to Wall Street, but I want everyone to know that I personally am with them, so I came out today to be a part of that.
What do you think of the part of the 99% that doesn't get it? What do you think it is that they don't get?
Oh, eventually they'll wake up or they won't. Depending on whether they're the ones being evicted from their house or not.
The reason why the majority of the people aren't out here supporting the 99% is because they don't know about the 99%. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, they're not covering what's happening in the streets. If this was a Tea Party rally, there would be 11 reporters out there for 14 people protesting because they're bought and paid for by corporate America.
You
know, I am a teacher, so I work with children, and I feel like that's my action on a daily basis, and that's individual for me, but to be a part of something bigger than just me, and to say that, you know, I love my country and I love the freedoms that I have the privilege of having, but knowing that it's not balanced. The whole economic system, the education system, they're not working for a majority of the people, and this is the time for us to get up and say it's not working.
How come you came with your kids today?
Because it's about occupying together and living together and standing up to the corporations who've been keeping us enslaved. Enslaved by their debt, enslaved by their stipulations, why they're living on the high hog and we're working to simply put food in our babies' mouths.